Hi guys and welcome to this new video. We're here in Kalnica and this is the perfect place to show you how the Insta360, the Expro 2, and the X5 work. Because we're in a place where we have forest situations, open areas, so we can see all the different settings and figure out which ones are best for us bikers. Let's start with the Expro 2. This is my favorite camera because it's small and compact, and it shoots in the classic 16:9 or 9:16 format. If we turn it around, this is also the little screen that you can lift up if you need to film yourself while talking. Besides that, it has features like voice control, gesture control, and more. Right now, we're about to go into that forest. This is the first ride we're doing today with Danny Rowe on this bike. He still needs to study it, but I already know the lines. And so, since the situation is a bit gloomy, it's also cloudy. There's not much light. We'll use the pure video mode, which was made specifically for recording in low light situations. In this case, I have 4K at 60 FPS, but in the woods, where there's little light, maybe it's better to use 30 FPS. Let's go here, click scroll to 30 FPS, and we're ready to go. As for field of view, so is the visual camera. I use the action. There are different options. We have action, mega, ultra, and so on. But the action is the one that's a bit wider in 4K the Giro. We have the magnetic mount on the helmet. Here it is attached. Let's check that it's properly attached. Turn it on, and we're ready to go. Let's go into the Super Enduro, this little line. Here it is, the Spaka Park in front of me. Here the situation gets dark, but you should still be able to see it well. Wow, already some little structures. Oh, Lugo, man, here it's a straight drop down. Let me also point out the audio of this Expro 2, which is very, very good. Even if you're going fast, if there's wind, it never has problems, or almost never. Let's say, oh, the plug, the new plug. Let's finish this first round with the step up. The moon jump. Wow, they really built it up well. Look at how many jumps there are here. By the way, the slopestyle trials are taking place, which will be held this weekend. So many people. You always ask me how I attach the camera to my helmet. It's interesting, however you put it. I put it here, I attach it under the visor, because I have this helmet that unfortunately doesn't have much space here and only allows me to put it there. The visor is the best choice, even for racing, since regulations require it to be attached there. In a fall, the camera must detach. Instead, the best option for really stable footage is this one that G Sport has, attached directly to the shell of the helmet, because this way, you also become a gimbal and further improve the stabilization of the camera. Unfortunately, I have to do it this way, but as you can see from the footage, it works perfectly here. Then, if you want to be alternative, you attach it on top and do some incredible things. This is probably better for the A5 for shooting at 60. Now, okay, we're in normal video mode to show inside the woods the difference compared to pure video. Nice, this is nice too, easy but nice. The jumpers, the kickers. And here instead, we're outside again. Super fast. Oh God, the brain banks. There are brain banks made of asphalt here. But maybe I misunderstood. And if you're someone who wants to shoot in a more alternative way, then maybe the right camera for you is the X5, this one. Here, by the way, there are some good discounts on the X5 right now too, if you don't want to go buy the latest model. So let's take off our Ace Pro 2 and put the X5 on here. In this case, I have it attached to the bed, so the only possible option is to put it almost horizontally, like this. Regarding the formats, we have several options. So if we want to film in 360, we have 8K 5.7K plus 5.7K with a high dynamic range option as well, or 4K. The difference between these, besides the results, is the FPS you can use. In fact, 4K goes up to 125.7K up to 60, while 8K only at 30 FPS. Since we're doing everything in 30 FPS, I won't do slow motion in this case. I'll film this in 8K. There's no high dynamic range, but that's fine. After that, I'll show you from the chest mount here how the situation is. And let's start on this new line that no one has ever tried before. Wow, on off, Bella Madonna, this is long. Oh, but these are some crazy jumps, guys. So what's great about 360 filming is that you can manage it however you want in post-production. In fact, now we can look ahead and see what Danny Rowe is doing. We can look at me and see what I'm doing. Or we can go a bit behind and see what G Sport is doing. He kind of got stuck like that. This line is beautiful. Really beautiful how it weaves between the giant lines and the small lines. It's kind of a preparation. Oh, what angry straight lines. Oh, from the shark. End. Now let's go see how the Insta360 X5 works on the chest mount. We have this mount with a lock, and I attach the bracket to rotate it 90 degrees so the camera doesn't get in my way on the handlebar mount. It's nice and long. This is the position. It doesn't matter if it's tilted up or down because it captures everything anyway. And the same settings as before. 8K-30. Let's go then. The nice thing about this shot is that it's one of the most iconic. Yes, you need to pay a bit of attention. The giant lines aren't that easy. Wow, wow. Okay, there's no writing. What are you saying, man? You made me burst out laughing, huh? But now I'll jump over there. Let's start again. Unfortunately, we lost G-Sport here. About this Saint anyway, I was saying the good thing about the 3 Santa cameras is that you can choose the view a bit, the angle as you prefer in post-production. Wow, this is long. How many names, guys, Jess? Oh shit, I'm coming Rue. I'm coming Hu Ikishamo. Watch out. Woohoo, top to bottom. Oh yes, 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 beautiful, like that. Now knowing it is more fun. And here is the festival. I'm going crazy. Guys, look at how many people are around. Excited, pump track, jumps, everything you want. There's also a nice fair down there. Very nice, great event. What do you think, Rue? So much craziness you can't even imagine. Ah, yeah, things I've never seen before. Now I'll tell you a secret to increase the field of view of your shots even more. Just do this. Go to the off stations. In stabilization, set it to low, because we have it on the helmet and we stabilize it ourselves. So there's no need for the camera to stabilize that much. By doing this with the field of view set to action, we get an even wider shot because that's how stabilization works. It gives you a full shot and then crops it and moves it around on the screen. But this way, we reduce that movement space. I'll show you now. 2 slaloms, me and Danilro, 1 to the right, 1 to the left, but without pedaling. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. He's going to crush it. Yeah, I know. How awesome. Oh. Oh my God, what is this stuff? It was a thorn. But trying the jumps for the first time in this park, and there are some crazy things in here, is really a great idea. Do you want to go all the way down? You won, but we all know you're trained for these things. We got back in the van to review the footage of the X5, and as you noticed, we filmed in every situation. With the sun directly overhead around noon, or on a cloudy day, or at sunset, as you can see in these other shots. And in every situation, the X5 still tried to get the best out of these shots. Clearly, like all cameras, the X5 works better when there's plenty of light, but in any case, it managed to produce some nice results. Regarding the settings of this camera, I recommend putting everything on auto to get the most out of it, especially the balanced exposure. What is it? These settings adjust the exposure on the right lens rather than the left one. If you set it to auto, it will create an intersection between the 2 lenses, while if you set it to high or standard. Unfortunately, what happens is that a sharp division is created between the 2 lenses, because one lens might be more in the light and the other more in the shadow. With the X5, of course, you can also shoot normal, classic footage in 4K 16:9 format. There's this option, but I don't use it much since I have the Expro 2, which I prefer for its size and weight. Plus, there are many other things, like taking photos. There's also this new Instaframe setting that basically creates 2 video formats for you. One at 360, and it also gives you the 16:9 vertical and horizontal formats. But what gets set by the camera, now that's really useful. There are time lapses, time shifts, bullet time. You can record in a continuous loop, and you can also use it as a dash cam. In short, unlimited features for this X5. The great new thing about this X5 is the ability to replace the lenses at home. So, if you have a problem like scratching it or something else, you can buy the repair kit and directly replace this cover lens. It's a new feature that was introduced due to numerous user requests, like when it would slip and fall. The lenses would get scratched, and unfortunately, this camera doesn't work very well with scratched lenses. There's also the option to mount additional protective lenses besides these, but with the new interchangeable lens update, they might almost become unnecessary. With the X5, besides filming from the helmet or chest, you can also do some unusual things. For example, on a bicycle, you can mount it here on the handlebar. I even made a mount for the fork here or from the seat post with an extension to place it in this position, or even here on the rear triangle. I also made some videos. These options allow you to create some alternative and very interesting shots, which are still nice to watch. But when you start tinkering a bit, you need to be careful because it's easy to hit the camera and scratch it. There will be some from Kalnica here in Slovakia, and then we'll go back down to Tuscany. See you. Bye-bye.